So this is the second lecture of chapter 4 of NCERT textbook, that is determination of equilibrium income. And in this chapter we will read about the savings and investment approach to determine the equilibrium level of income. So let's just proceed. So we know that our AD is equal to AS and this approach is ADAS approach. And from there we know that whenever AD is equal to AS, it means that investment is also equals to saving. Now, according to Keynes, the equilibrium level of income is determined when planned saving is equal to planned investment. Okay, so let's look at the example. So this is our example. This is the same example which we have used in previous video. In this particular video, we will talk about only these two things. So as we can see here that at zero level of income, consumption is 40, savings is minus 40 and investment is 40. Now, according to Keynes, the equilibrium level of income is determined when planned saving is equal to planned investment. Till the level of income is 300, our investment is more than savings. Savings equals investment, and after that our savings is more than investment. So now let's just see the graph. So as we can see that this is the equilibrium level of income when AD is equal to AS. The equilibrium level of income would be same, that is 0y, even in the S&I approach. So income is measured on x-axis and savings and investment are measured on y-axis. We can see that investment curve is parallel to the x-axis because it is autonomous investment. Saving curve slopes upward, which shows that as income rises, savings also rises. So the economy is in equilibrium at point E, where saving and investment curve are intersecting each other. So at this point, your planned saving is equal to the planned investment. When we read the ADS approach, that time also our equilibrium level of income is 0y, and here also our equilibrium level of income is 0y. So as we know that this is the point where the economy is in equilibrium. But if there is any deviation from the equilibrium level of income, if economy is operating here or here, then what will happen? The process of readjustment will start, which will bring the economy back to the equilibrium level. So let's just see that. So in this particular slide, I have mentioned that our planned saving is more than planned investment. It means households are not consuming as much as the firm expected them to, which means that consumption has decreased and saving has increased. If firm is expecting to sell 1,000 shirts, in this situation what would happen? The inventory would rise above the desired level. When inventory rise above the desired level, it is undesired inventory. Now to clear this unwanted increase in inventory, firm would plan to reduce the production till the equilibrium will establish. So a quick recap. So when our planned saving is more than planned investment, our S curve lies above the I curve. Households are not consuming as much as firm expected them to. So planned inventory would rise above the desired level and firms would plan to reduce the production till S becomes equal to I. So the next situation is when your planned saving is less than investment, which means we are talking about this portion. Okay, so when we are at this portion, my planned investment, my autonomous investment, it is more than my planned saving, right? So what will happen? So we have to move towards this point, right? So when my planned investment is more than my planned savings, it means that households are consuming more and saving less. As a result, my planned inventory would fall below the desired level. And to bring inventory back to the desired level, firm would try to increase the production, due to which the income would increase to the 0y level of income and S becomes equal to I. So when my planned saving is less than investment, my S curve lies below the I curve. So households are consuming more and saving less. As a result, planned inventory would fall, firm would plan to increase the production till the economy is back to the equilibrium level of income. So now we are done with the two approaches to determine the equilibrium level of income. Let's dive into the new topic, which is equilibrium level. So we are reading this theory from the perspective of Keynes. But before Keynes, there were classical economists, and they have mentioned in their theories that equilibrium level is what? When your AD is equal to AS or when your I is equal to S. It is attained that it will always take place at full employment level. What is the full employment level? Where resources are fully utilized. It means there is an absence of involuntary unemployment here. At full employment level, we produce the maximum output. So according to classicals, that equilibrium will be only at full employment level. But AD and AS may be equal even when resources are not fully utilized. That's what Keynes has mentioned in his theory. So Professor Keynes says that equilibrium level can be achieved. What is equilibrium level? When AD is equal to AS or when I is equal to S. It can be achieved at full employment level, that is when resources are fully utilized, and an economy may achieve an underemployment equilibrium, that is where there is an unutilized or excess capacity. So here all those who are willing to work, able to work at the existing wage rate, they are not getting work, and equilibrium can be achieved at over full employment level. So as per the Keynes, the equilibrium level can be achieved not only at full employment level but also at underemployment and over full employment level. For example, the fuller utilization of resources. If I am utilizing the resources fully, then it may lead to output worth $10 billion during an accounting year. But suppose the planned expenditure and the planned output in the economy is of 8 billion, which means the resources worth 2 billion US dollars of output remain unutilized. But this is also equilibrium level. Why? Because here AD is equal to AS, but an economy can produce output worth 10 billion, but it is producing only 8 billion. So when it will produce the output worth 10 billion, it would be full employment equilibrium, and when it is producing output worth 8 billion, it would be underemployment equilibrium level. Equilibrium will be established when AD is equal to AS, right? And AD can be equal to AS in three situations, but primarily we are talking about these two. So when resources are fully utilized, there will be full employment equilibrium, and when resources are not fully utilized, there is excess, or you can say unutilized capacity, so it would be underemployment equilibrium. So equilibrium is AD is equal to AS, and full employment means there is no involuntary unemployment, which means resources are fully utilized. So in the graph we can see that along x-axis we have measured income, or you can say output, and along y-axis we have measured aggregate demand. Aggregate demand is C plus I, so the component of aggregate demand is C plus I in two sector economy, and this is AS, which is the 45-degree line. So E is the full employment equilibrium because AD is equal to AS at OQ level of output. All those who are willing to work at the prevailing wage rate, they are able to find employment, and there is no involuntary unemployment in the economy. Now underemployment equilibrium. So this is my full employment level of equilibrium. So underemployment equilibrium, as the name suggests, refers to a situation because it is an equilibrium, so AD is going to equal to AS. But here resources are not fully utilized, which means we cannot produce that much output which we have produced at full employment equilibrium. So it will occur prior to the full employment level because the resources are not fully utilized here. So AD is equal to AS at this point, which is lower than the full employment level. So OQ1 is less than OQ, which means an economy can produce output worth 10,000 but would produce only output worth 8,000 rupees. And last we have over full employment equilibrium. So this is my full employment level of equilibrium. Over full employment level of equilibrium means it is a situation where AD is equal to AS but beyond the full employment. So now AD is equal to AS at point G. But in reality, the actual output cannot increase beyond this level because there is no idle capacity. Full employment means full utilization of resources. When by utilizing full resources, you are producing this much of output, how can you produce the output more than OQ? As there is no excess capacity, no idle capacity in the economy. However, if AD is increasing beyond full employment output, this will lead to increase in the general price level. The price level would increase, which means that there would be a situation of inflation in the economy, but there would be no change in real output. So there will be no real increase in output.